Hi, everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another G.I. Joe review from the 50th anniversary line from the Sneak Attack 3-pack. How about that for rhyming? We have Dusty, or as he's referred to on the packaging, Specialist Dusty. Now, I gotta tell you, just looking from the promotional pictures and even getting the box in hand and looking at the figure, I just assumed this was going to be a straight up repaint of the Pursuit of Cobra Dusty figure. If you remember, it came with that nice desert gear, the updated bullpup machine gun, was the update to his classic, and that nice interchangeable visored helmeted head. Well, I was wrong. At least with the hands, uh, these are new. These actually have the enhanced articulated wrist hinges. And also, in terms of the web gear and stuff, this is closer to that Wave 1 Pursuit of Cobra Jungle Duke. Now, I don't know how it works, if the hands can just be separate or, the arms have to come with them, but it is a very nice figure. It's done up in this dark blue and light blue camouflage. Um, I guess that can work for a night theme. It's interesting. In comic books, one of the little artistic secrets is they really don't use black because black on, in a night scene, you can't pick out detail. So when a character is supposed to be dressed in black, say like Batman, it's actually a very dark navy blue. Um, you know, which is why for many years the quote unquote classic Batman was that gray suit with a blue navy blue cape, just because that's how he stood out. So here we are. I must say the accessories are quite nice. Unfortunately, they are of the bullpup style. We'll get to them in a little bit later, but in real life military situations, bullpup, um, meaning the clip is behind the uh, grip for the firearm, are fantastic. But in fantasy situations, such as G.I. Joe figures, they're kind of a pain to get the figure to hold. Even in Nerf, bullpup style blasters just don't work due to the longer tube. The dart bounces along and loses velocity. They look cool, but they're not functional. So, as you can see, Dusty's pretty much holding and wearing most of his accessories. Um, but we're going to pause and just get into a closer look at the figure. Okay, and here's Dusty close up. There's his head. Like I said, this is really like a urban camouflage pattern. You have blue, some black, but it's mostly that nice dark cobalt type of blue there on the web gear and the uniform. Articulation is basically standard for the figure. Ball joints um, at the head, hips, universal joints at the shoulders and elbows, 90-degree bend. I mentioned the extra wrist. And then, of course, we have the double jointed knees with this great camouflage pattern. One thing I do want to mention as we're here at the legs, the hip is very loose, and as he's Dusty's a little bit of a headbanger right there. But you pose it, it stays. That's what's important. And let's take a look at the accessories. And here's Dusty's accessories right off the bat. He has that great little desert cape shawl thing that he can wear around his neck. You do have to pop the head off to slide this on. It's done up in a blue, but hey, soft goods. I love it. Next up is his helmet. There's actually a two-piece helmet because those goggles are removable, and the figure can wear them, so that's quite nice. Now, getting down to the weapons, as I mentioned, he has this nice sniper rifle. Unfortunately, it is bullpup style, very difficult to hold, as you can see, due to that molded in trigger finger, because really the right hand is the what's designed to hold the weapons, because it does have that extended finger, but the molded in trigger, it's just not enough. Um, it has to do with like the when you paint the hands, there's just the little bit of tolerance of space. Of course, as we've been seeing a lot with this wave of 50th anniversary, he does come with this little standard chubby gun, handgun that pretty much everybody comes with. I used to say it was like a Desert Eagle or like an Auto 9 type of design, but it's just like a generic pistol. Sadly, there's no holster. Um, that would have been really cool. And then you have this nice automatic machine gun, again, bullpup style, with a grenade launcher. A little bit easier for him to wield, just because there isn't that molded trigger that, or it's not as pronounced. So yeah, you have that, and almost was gonna forget, but does come with a nice little machete here that fits into a sheath on the web gear, as you remember that from the Jungle Duke from Wave 1 at Pursuit of Cobra. All in all, it's a fair amount of weapons for the figure. Although, I almost forgot, I want to mention it real quick, might include a tactical shotgun. There's a black tactical shotgun included in the packaging, but because he has these two rifles in his blue color, I'm assuming that's supposed to be with bazooka, and that's who I'm going to show that accessory with in a future review. Well, I'm sure many of you are already writing it in the comments before finishing watching, but I made a little bit of a boo-boo. Dusty cannot wear those goggles. They are specifically designed and molded to fit around the helmet. Maybe if there was some way you can figure out how to bring them down while being wrapped around the helmet, yes, but unfortunately there's a little lip and edge around the brim and back of the helmet that kind of makes it too difficult, and I'm concerned about stressing and breaking the plastic. But it works, makes a nice look. Being the first figure of this set, I'm trying not to heap too much praise. I mean, Dusty is a nice figure, but to be honest with you, um, outside of the 25th anniversary edition, which had its own issues, we've never really gotten a true definitive quote unquote ultimate version of that classic Dusty. Many people have adopted the Pursuit of Cobra version as like the ultimate Dusty, but that's more of a uh, modern take. And here, we have him in colors that are not as traditional to the character of Dusty. Could it be in his original brown and tan, or even the Tiger Force, which that was actually my Dusty figure, the Tiger Force version. But this is a cool figure, and I think it works well into the storyline of the set. And hey, we've got two more figures to look at, one of whom I am very close to calling the best of the line thus far. But to find out who that is, you have to tune in. I got this 3-pack off of ToysRUs.com. The G.I. Joe sets do pop in and out of stock. Um, if it's really just a luck of the draw where you go to the website and they're in or not. So, yeah, you can also pick them up in stores. This is your old pal Chuck for Dusty. We will see you next time.